That's why Mandalorian got so popular, because they did that episodic thing and people actually liked it. And I think now it's run its course, and now people are saying, bring back binging.
Yeah, bro. I remember, which one? Daredevil. Dude, I remember season 1 Daredevil, Netflix came out. Me and Marco watched the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
All day.
Super Media Runners!
Welcome to Super Media Runners. I'm Jarek.
I'm John.
We run a media to you for some reason. So today we're going to run the top 5 of our favorite Marvel TV shows.
Trying something new.
Yeah.
I mean, not really new. I mean, everyone does top lists, but it's with us.
It's unoriginal, but it is original because we're doing it. But yeah, because Secret Invasion just came out. We haven't seen it at all. I haven't seen an episode, so I'm probably going to wait till all of them come out, so I don't just watch them and then wait a week and then wait another week. Especially if I'm not hyped for it. I don't even think I'm that hyped for Secret Invasion as
Usually
much as...
for things like this, I just wait until they all come out.
Yeah.
Unless I'm really pumped for it. I think I did this for Moon Knight. I think I did every week.
I did this for Mando season 2. I'm probably going to do it for season 3. I mean,
WandaVision.
Got a little lazy with that one, though. Yeah.
But we're going to go down the list of our top 5 Marvel television shows, only Disney Plus. We're not counting any of the Netflix series.
Yep. Because those would have had their own list.
And obviously, we're not counting.
Yeah. Do you remember Cloak and Dagger was also a TV show?
Yeah.
Marvel's The Runaways.
The Runaways.
So all of those weird ass ones. Yeah, that I haven't seen, and I'm like, oh, because there was one in Hulu.
Remember that X-Men one that they didn't say was X-Men?
Oh yeah.
I forget what it was called.
Are you talking about the ones that Fox did before they got bought out by Disney?
I think so. I remember the logo because the X in the logo had the X.
Yeah.
It wasn't called X-Men.
Right. Man, so many things that I haven't watched that are technically Marvel related, but I don't care about. So.
Yeah. Cloak and Dagger would have been cool. Should have been cool. Wasn't cool. And it's not on this list.
We're pissing off all the Cloak and Dagger fans.
All 2 of them.
Why? Because it's Cloak and Dagger. The actors.
The actors are
the ones that like it. Oh, that's all right. Yeah. No DC either. But yeah, so we're just doing Marvel TV, Disney Plus shows, our top 5. We're going to start with our number 5 here. So I'll start with mine.
Number 5.
Number 5.
You got to add that.
Number 5. Foot lettuce.
We should have the dude. We should have the dude that did our intro to do the numbers.
That's a good idea.
Anyways, my number 5 is She-Hulk. A lot of hate on She-Hulk. A lot of people didn't like it. Misogynists hated it. I thought it was an interesting series. It wasn't the typical multiverse, super battle, alien, it was a nice, grounded, we got to meet She-Hulk finally.
Yeah.
I remember the rumors back in Avengers, like, oh, when are they bringing She-Hulk? When are they bringing this? I felt like it was a really grounded series. We got some Hulk interactions. We got Titania. We got... she broke the 4th wall. She did everything that She-Hulk was supposed to do.
We got Frogman,
bro. It was just like a silly kind of Peacemaker vibes.
It's a slice of life. That's what I told myself.
Yeah.
Every time I watched an episode and I felt myself getting bored, I was just like, you know what? This is a slice of life. Let me enjoy it.
Only thing I didn't like, well, one of the biggest things I didn't like was the design for what's his name? Hulk's son.
Oh.
What's his name? Havoc or something.
Yeah.
He looked weird. The CGI was spotty all over, but I mean, the fights are cool. What are the 2-3 fights that were in there? And then the last episode was sick. When she broke the 4th wall, she went to Kevin Feige and everything. And I just thought it was a fun TV show.
It's funny that you say that because She-Hulk is also on my bottom 5. Again, that doesn't make it worse than any of the other shows that I have on my list. Obviously, this is just the one where I was like, oh yeah. Honestly, I could probably watch the whole season and probably not hate it, because I think that's the thing with a lot of these shows is they just really, really tried with the hype. You know what? It's funny. I don't have Hawkeye in this list. I would have put Hawkeye on 5, but I don't know.
Me either.
I liked Hawkeye. I just didn't like it as much as She-Hulk. Maybe because She-Hulk had more interesting stories.
It was just unique.
Yeah.
It was unique. That's why I liked it.
The only thing I feel like restricted it, and that's why it's on my bottom 5, is I just feel like it really, really, really tried hard to be continuity with the rest of the shows and the movies.
Yeah,
and
they didn't even have to mention it. They didn't even have to do anything.
If all of these episodes were by themselves, there was no continuity, and they were all just leading up to something. Like, that's the thing. It led up to something, which is the 4th wall break, which I kind of don't like, and I kind of like it because it's a callback to their comics.
Deadpool's gonna
But guess what? Deadpool, I think, was much more. And here we can't do that. We can't compare a fucking movie about fourth wall breaking with a TV show about fourth wall breaking, because I just feel like the structure of Deadpool in its story, it worked. In She-Hulk, it just felt lazy. Because, okay, when she's talking to the camera, I mean, they did that Malcolm in the Middle, and nobody fucking, like, thought, ooh, I wonder when Malcolm is going to break the fourth wall. No, he's just talking to the audience when he wants to.
Yeah.
Like, that's just his thing. That's just part of the narrative. This, it just, like, decided, oh, yeah, the whole time that she's talking to the audience is because she knows she's in a fucking Netflix show. Like, really? Like, that's the originality that we're going with for She-Hulk. Like, I think they could have done better. I really think they could have done better. They could have criticized the writing more. They could have done this, and that, and I think it would have been a lot funnier. I
don't like it.
I think if it was more honest with itself, I would have liked it more. I liked the stories. I liked the potential. I didn't like the last episode as much as every other episode I liked. So that's where I'm having with it, and that's why it's my number 5.
I'd give it like a 7.
I'd give it like a 6.
My number 4 is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Back to basics, back to Marvel shit. Crazy action, crazy set pieces. We got U.S. Agent. We got Sam Wilson, Captain America. We got more exposition. The scene that stuck out to me was when U.S. Soldier kills the terrorist in front of the whole fucking square.
Yeah.
That was sick. And then at the end, we got the new Captain America suit with the wings. That was sick. And then it made me excited for Sam Wilson's
new Captain America 4,
New
World Order.
I think
They changed the title. They changed the title.
Serpent Society or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, which is like,
but good action. It's typical. This is a good typical Marvel show.
I think, and again, I don't know why our first two are the same. Ours are probably gonna be different by the rest of this list. But yeah, my number 4 is also Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I liked the first 3 episodes, hated the other 3 episodes. I just couldn't get into the rest of it. Really, really good action set pieces. I just think a lot of the characters were underutilized. Like, for example, U.S. Agent, who I thought was a really cool character.
His costume's so cool too.
I thought the concept of him was really interesting. Like, oh, he's this guy who actually is like really, really strong. He's an athlete. He's what we would want from a Captain America, but he doesn't have his heart. That's the only thing he doesn't have, and that's what makes him U.S. Agent, because he'll do these things for America, but not for the rest of the world. He's a patriot. But he's a patriot to the United States, not for the entire world. That's what I liked about him. But I feel like they really sullied his character in the last 3 episodes. He went from murdering a terrorist in broad daylight to having quips and talking about Abraham Lincoln or whatever the fuck he was doing, and for some reason everybody was on his side after that. Like, no, he murdered someone with the shield. That there's blood on the shield.
Dude, that was so
cool. What was more interesting that kind of got thrown off at the end? Like they expected us to care at that point was, the black Captain America and how he was like kind of screwed over by like the weapons program and all that shit, and like they threw him in jail and all this stuff. Yeah, but guess what? That gets introduced, and then it gets waned over until the last episode when Sam Wilson gets back to him. He's like, "No, you'll be remembered," and I'm like,
"Remember me?
Why couldn't you do more with that?" So I just feel like
6 episodes.
Wasted potential, and it was only 6 episodes, so that probably didn't help it either. And I was annoyed by Flag Smasher, little girl terrorist. I thought she was really boring.
Him cooler.
Yeah, I was fine with them being again.
I don't care.
I think it would have been better if
he would have been cool.
If they did more with her. Yeah.
My number 3, Moon Knight. Super hyped. I was super hyped before it came out. This is one of the ones where I watched every week.
Yeah.
Different superhero, totally different origin story. I love the Egypt vibes. I've always loved Egyptian, ancient kind of stuff.
I'm a Greek mythology kind of guy.
The fights were sick. The mythology was sick. Did it really set anything up? The villain was cool. Dude, that last battle with the giant fucking Thoth and the fucking... What was the alligator's name?
Yeah. What do you think of Ethan Hawke as the villain?
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think his intro was really cool, like him having the glass shards in his shoes.
And then this was one of the first like rated R shows. Blood, guts. I think they said shit a couple times.
It was edgy for a minute.
Moon Knight. To be honest, I wasn't familiar with Moon Knight. Obviously from comics and stuff, I was familiar with what he did and shit. But to see that on the TV screen. The CG was cool when he transforms, all the bandages like start forming around.
That was probably the best use of the CGI from any of these shows.
These
honestly.
fucking moon blades.
It never looked bad. It didn't
was
look
sick.
bad. It
It
looked
was
sick.
It
Yeah.
was sick.
Yeah.
What was your number 3?
My number 3, you're gonna hate this
Mm.
because you have this higher on your list probably. WandaVision. So
I respect it.
John really introduced to me this like probably when the 4th episode came out, and I didn't care. I didn't have any like plans on watching it. But then he's just like, "No, dude, you gotta watch it. It gets crazy." So then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh wow, these first 3 episodes are really cool because it's like, oh, we don't know what's going on with Wanda. We have to like find out. Like it's a mystery." And then like what is the 4th or 5th episode where they just said, "Well, this is what's happening. She's in a trans-dimensional plane from her powers, and
And then
she's in a
that
TV
was
show."
one of the best parts about it. You didn't know what the fuck was going on for a while.
Yeah,
Like the first episode, you didn't know what the fuck was going on. Second episode, you're like, you start guessing, and it kept you guessing. Dude.
Yeah.
It kept you guessing. I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen next? And then that's when they introduced. They brought back what's his name? Aaron Johnson or
the Flash,
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver.
Um,
Quicksilver's the X-Men the actor who played him in the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Quicksilver. Yeah.
That was cool. People were speculating. Remember the whole Mephisto meme? I remember every episode, every time they saw
New
like
rock stars.
every time they
that
saw like
shit.
a fly or something.
Yeah.
Is that Mephisto? Mephisto in the comics, he transforms into a fly sometimes. And then whenever there was like a red hue to anything, like, oh, you see that red hue coming out of the room? I think that's Mephisto.
Right.
That was so fun.
So tell me, would you watch the show again now that you know everything, or do you not?
No, I think it was just one.
Yeah.
One.
And I think that's the problem. I think when WandaVision came out, it set the precedent for all the other shows to have something to hype you up. Oh, Hawkeye's gonna have Kingpin, or Captain Marvel is gonna be Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel's gonna be a mutant.
That kind of started the whole
it's hype train episodes. It's not a show. It's just a big movie, and there's like in the middle of one of the episodes, it's gonna be a big fucking thing that everybody has to talk about, and that's it. That's all it is, and then it fizzles out. I think that's what happened to this one. It sucks because like looking at some of the scrapped stuff they had for WandaVision, like, oh, she would have battled what do you call it, Mr. like Snuggles as like a mutant bunny.
Oh, yeah.
All this crazy shit like that would have happened in the last episode, but I feel like it was just it's such a weak way to end the episode where it's like Scarlet Witch is like, oh yes, I did bad things, but I am still good, and then she flies away, and everybody says, you know what? She's still a hero. and then it's just such a huge, and then it kind of fucks up like Doctor Strange in a way because it's like it has to be a continuation of WandaVision.
Dude, the time between WandaVision and Doctor Strange was so long.
Yeah, that's such a huge gap.
WandaVision ended with her getting a hold of Darkhold and going to that cabin. WandaVision's my number 2, so I'm just gonna keep talking about it. I just loved it, dude, because again, we were used to the Avengers, Alien, Thanos, blah blah blah, explosions. This was kind of more grounded. It was weird. Agatha, the scene with the White Vision was sick. The Shield agents were funny. And then the action, the last couple episodes were sick when they were trying to get out of the city or whatever. They're just very intriguing to me and very different than the run-of-the-mill Marvel factory. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is Moon Knight. So for me, this is like Guardians of the Galaxy. If you don't know anything about Moon Knight, this show kind of gives you a reason to like, oh, that's true. He's a cool character. That's interesting. Like he has split personality, this and that.
Oh, yeah,
like everything about that character is already interesting. And the fact that they were able to adapt a lot of that into the movie and make you kind of care about him is why I liked this show, like Moon Knight, so much. And it's cool because if I watched all of the episodes, I can watch the whole thing and I'll be okay with it. I'll be like, oh yeah, this is fine. I mean, it could have been it could have been its own movie, like here or there if they removed an episode or two. But honestly, I think every episode served its purpose, and I think I really liked Moon Knight. The action scenes were great. The CGI, it never bothered me. The CGI never bothered me.
Even the big old ending piece with the whatever the fuck their names are, the crocodile and the bird.
Oh yeah, and then the hippo. Remember the hippo?
The hippo lady. Yeah, dude. God, that show was so fucking good, bro.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to mention any of the other fucking superheroes.
Yeah.
I don't even think there was there might have been a reference or two, but
the
they
Black Panther god or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's probably
See,
like
but
a mention.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have to talk about Captain America. They didn't have to talk about Thor.
They had enough interesting concepts that they explored most of them, but left some for for a possible season 2. And obviously, like I think who plays Moon Knight? Oscar Isaac.
Oh my God, Morty, you fucking farted, bro. Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight.
Which
Perfect.
I thought was a great casting.
He's
I think he's
big ass actor too,
and he's a great actor.
Great
he's also
as
playing
fuck.
Spider-Man 2099, right?
2099.
Yeah. Holy
Michael
shit.
O'Hara.
Yep. So
my number 1, and if it's anything else, you're wrong. Loki.
Loki.
1.
Number 1's also Loki.
That was sick.
Yep.
Was one of the first? No, or was it the first?
It's after WandaVision.
It was after WandaVision.
Yeah.
Damn.
That feels like such a long time
and
ago
it topped
too.
WandaVision.
Yeah, it was just as good, and I think better.
This
honestly.
was post Avengers, so we didn't know what the fuck was going on. WandaVision left us a little confused.
Yeah.
And then Loki happened, and then you're like, holy shit, dude. Introduced Kang, a lot of cool time travel shit, the variants. Dude, that scene with the old man Loki just fucking summoning the entire fucking city of Asgard.
Yeah. I think that's what I liked about Loki is that you knew it definitely should be a TV show. There's no way they could have made this into a fucking movie. I think every episode served its purpose in making his character understand, and it had a complete loop. And it's no surprise because it was one of the writers from Rick and Morty who really put this together.
And it kept you guessing too.
It kept you guessing.
The timekeeper's like, oh shit, they gotta get the timekeeper. Oh, the timekeepers are fake.
Right.
Oh, we gotta go to oh, this shit's fake. Oh, all the variants.
Everybody gets pissed. I don't like, and I try to figure out an argument for it. Everybody gets pissed at the last episode where it's literally just Kang talking exposition for 10 minutes. And I think that was a good episode because I think not only did Jonathan Majors he was acting his ass off in that scene. He's a very good actor, so you could tell like
you talking about when they're in the
he's like, oh, I'm explaining
He Who Remains.
I'm He Who Remains. Yeah.
Oh, and he
remember it was like a 10-minute thing talking, and honestly, it's like I rewatched it. It's fine. It's like I think it was like there was enough blocking, enough moving around, and enough understanding the story where it made sense why that was there to basically bring everything in together, and I liked that. So I don't understand why people hate that part. I thought that was a good part because I was just like, yeah. It's a monologue. It's not even exposition. You know what was exposition? That one episode of do you remember the Defenders? Mm-hmm. There was it's just what's the name of the blind guy? Stick. He's explaining the war between the foot. Yeah. That was very outpaced. That was very weirdly paced in that episode. Yeah. So, but I think this was a well-paced TV show, and I think. I can't wait, and this is the only show where I cannot wait for season 2. I don't care about any of these other shows, whether or not they have a season 2 or not. This is the one where I'm like, yep, I'm definitely going to be the first one to watch that. So
the one that almost made my list was What If, just because I had the comics and stuff. I mean, the whole comics is a What If.
Yeah.
I'm excited for season 2 of What If. Some people, why didn't people like it? Because it was a cartoon.
Probably because it was a cartoon.
But it was sick watching Ultron get all the fucking gems. Seeing the fucking Watcher.
I'm kind of glad it's cartoon, to be honest with you. Imagine the CGI if they did that.
Evil Doctor Strange. It set up the Evil Doctor Strange bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for season 2 of that. That's my number 6. You want to?